YouTube, Truth Man here. This is a late Sunday sermon, y'all. I'm getting a late start. I kind of took a nap. Really, that was more than a nap. Like, I didn't expect to sleep that long. I said, okay, I'm going to take a little nap, then get up and do Sunday sermon. That was more than a little nap, y'all. So, we going to get into it, and I got it pulled up on my phone, but I couldn't find my charger. So if the phone goes off, then I'm going to go to the King James Version that I have in front of me. So let's see if I can get this in. Matthew chapter 12. I'm going to try to read from the NASB, but like I said, I only got 1% juice on this phone. I've been looking everywhere. I haven't found my charger yet, so I got the King James as backup in case this goes out. Matthew chapter 12 says, at that time, it says, the Messiah went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and his disciples became hungry and began to pick the heads of grain to eat. And when the Pharisees saw this, they said, look, your disciples are doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath. You see that, right? Shout out to Charisma. You see that? That's people. All they want to do is focus on trying to put you down and not constructively correct you, but to find wrongdoing in you. That's how this whole thing started. What are you about to talk about? It says, verse 3, but he said to them, have you not read what David did when he became hungry, and he and his companions, how he entered the house of God, and they ate the consecrated bread, which was not lawful for them to eat, nor for those with him, but for the priests alone. Waddell says, greetings, bro. Hope your day was well. Yeah, it's going pretty good, man. Greetings to you, too. Y'all see who in here first, right? The real brothers. That goes hand in hand. Watch what we finna talk about, y'all. Just watch this. Watch this. It says, or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priests in the temple violate the Sabbath and yet are innocent? But I say to you, there's something greater than the temple is here. But if you had known what this meant, I desire compassion rather than sacrifice, you would have not condemned the innocent. See, one of the reasons why people condemn each other is because they don't be knowing the real intentions and the real meaning of these scriptures. They don't know how to put it line upon line. They don't know how to hear from the Most High. He said, Charisma said, hit the like button as y'all start coming in. Appreciate that, Charisma. Charles says, truth, man, salute to you, brother. Okay, so look at this. Just check this out. Man, I hope this phone will stay on long enough for me to get through it. Otherwise, I'm about to read the King James. Thou art, where art thou? I mean, it's all right. It'll work, man. And my hair is kind of frizzy. But I got the real brothers in here. So he said, I desire compassion rather than sacrifice. You will not have condemned the innocent. It says, for the Son of Man is master of the Sabbath. Now, y'all notice that I still don't use certain words. Pay attention. And we're going to get into that a little bit tomorrow. It says, departing from there, he went into their synagogue, and a man was there whose hand was withered, and they questioned the Messiah, asking, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? See, they just want to debate. They don't really care about the people. Some people is just like that. Some people is just ops. They oppy. They just want to find fault with you. Oh, he drinks beer. He smokes weed. Instead of looking at that person like that person has a good heart. Because when the Most High looks at us, he knows we all gonna come up short, but he look at who we really are. See, if you look the part on the outside, but on the inside you don't care about nobody, you just not it. You still gonna come up short. You're gonna be like them people in Matthew chapter 7. Master, Master, have we not done wonderful works in your name? And he gonna say, I never knew you. He never knew them because they had everybody believing they was religious, but they don't talk to them or they don't believe in them. I don't believe in that Bible. There's no way you can look at the Bible and say the Bible is false, but still say you believe in God. You could say, I could see if somebody say something like, it's been tampered with, but I still read it. Like me, I know what it's been tampered with. There's certain words I don't even use, but you'll never hear me like just completely downplaying it, because when you completely, that's all we got in America. That's all we got. So if you downplaying the piece that we have and you don't go and find the other pieces that should be with that piece, I'm gonna look at you like that's just a person that just want to sin. That's all. If a woman that wanna drop that neck on some dudes, but she want to feel comfortable spiritually while she do it. She want attention from dudes, but she want to feel comfortable spiritual while she do it. And the whole time the Most High is looking at her heart like, man, forget her. Because these people think that they can somehow trick and deceive the Most High himself. That's what they believe. So he says, and everything I'm saying so far, y'all know I get all over the place, but y'all gonna see, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, that's why he said that. It says, but what man is there among you who has a sheep and it falls into the pit on the Sabbath? Will he not take hold of it and lift it out? Exactly, man. I mean, this is common sense. Oh, well, it's the Sabbath. I got to let my sheep die. Man, get out of here. If you find the job that makes you work on the Sabbath, no other job where you could have had the Sabbath off was calling you. People be like, man, I can't work on Sunday. You got to look at it like it's lawful to do good. You tried to find a job where you ain't have to work on the Sabbath. It didn't work out for you. See, people be trying to make God petty, man. I'm telling you. David Crowther says hello. How you doing, man? Good to have you in here. Good to have you. So people be trying to make the Most High petty, not knowing and not seeing and not understanding that he know more than us. He understand more than us. Why you think he was telling the Pharisees stuff like prostitutes gonna make it in before you? Because a prostitute can see her wrong. But some of these church folks can't see they wrong. They can't see they wrong. They can't see that they hateful, and it's not all of them. And I've been accused of bashing the church. How can you accuse a prophet of bashing the church? You must not believe that's a prophet. How are you accusing a prophet? What prophet are you looking for? I would love to see the prophets and the people who people see as prophets that don't appear or seem like they bashing the church. That's his job. What the heck? These people is weird, man. Some of these people just want to be against you. So it says, verse 12, how much more valuable then is a person than a sheep? So then it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. So if you got to work on Sunday, you tried to get, I hope I can, I got to work on Sunday, man. I don't really like, you tried to find a job where you don't got to work on Sunday. They ain't hired you. It's lawful for you to get that paycheck for yourself and for the people that you support. Don't be feeling condemned and bad because you got to work some Sundays. You could change your Sabbath. So if you got to work on a Sunday and you want to keep the Sabbath, you could do that on the day you off. You hearing from the prophet, man. This is what he was telling them. Like if something happens on the day that you hold is sacred, you don't do what the unnecessary, or you don't switch how you do things. You do what need to be done. If your sheep fall in the ditch on a Sunday, you go pull your sheep out. That's why he was telling, watch this. Just watch this. Let me keep going. Then he said to the man, stretch out your hand. See, they was condemning him. But then he said, okay, they condemning me. Let me do something that they can't do. Stretch out your hand. He stretched it out and it was restored to normal like the other. They couldn't do that. Now, they doing, I don't drink, I don't smoke, yeah, but you behind closed doors, you getting more sex than the sinners from people you ain't even supposed to be touching. But yet you the answer for the Bible? You, look, man, y'all know I talk about jagging and stuff. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real with you. People say, well, it's the same thing. There's no covenant. You can't make a covenant with yourself. You could try to, you can make affirmations, but when you start making covenant, that involves other people. You got to touch and agree. Why you think he said touch and agree? So when people try to condemn you for that, but yet they getting freaky with it, with another person, just wave your hand at them like, okay, all right then. Because some of these people, they only see what you do. They don't see what they do. They don't see what they think. They wonder what you think. So, man, this is a long 1%. Verse 15. Or look at verse 14. But the Pharisees went out and conspired against him as to how they might destroy him. That's what people do, y'all. He was different from them. But he was able to do the things that involved the Most High. And so they wanted to destroy him instead of getting with him, which is what we're going to talk about. Now, we just got to read a little more of this. Now it went off. So now I got to go to it in the King James and finish up. King James, Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12. So when they was trying to destroy him, he quoted the prophecy. And then it says this. Verse 23. And all the people were amazed and said, is not this the son of David? So the people was trying to figure out who he was. Kind of like on YouTube, the people will come in, they'll try to figure out who you are. It says, verse 24, but when the Pharisees heard it, the Pharisees symbolized the religious people who think they with the Most High. They said, this fellow doeth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of devils. So they was trying to condemn, they was trying to act like he wasn't saved, like he wasn't with the Most High, like he wasn't the son of the Most High. So when they saw him going against their understanding, going against how they do things, he reacted. He reacted. He said, in another scripture, it says, if he cast out devils by the prince of devils, by Beelzebub, he said, who your sons casting them out by? So he knew that they wasn't right, but they was trying to tell him that he wasn't right. Let's keep going so we can get into this subject. Yeah, it say it right here. It says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to come back to that because that's the central message what we're talking about on here. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? He just went all the way down, gave them something they understand, and then went back up in the clouds. Not literally, but like spiritually. He says, and if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judge. That's what I say to people. Okay, if I'm not saved, if I'm the devil, then what about these pastors, your power bottom pastors? What about your pastors having a harem without practicing polygyny? What about your pastors who only in it for money? They ain't no different from Jeff Bezos or somebody. What about them? So if I'm not right, then what about these people you listen to? The title of this message is, who you got in your house? Who lives in your house? This is what he's trying to get them to understand. Now look at this. If we keep reading, he says, verse 28, but if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come unto you. Look what he's teaching them. See, this is a teaching moment. See, he wasn't like, he didn't like how the Pharisees did things, but he still was trying to teach the Pharisees. And that's how we got to be. Charles said Jesus didn't have no back down in him. Exactly. That's why these dudes who backing down, supporting people who are in the wrong, not buying into them. Now it says, if you look at verse 29, the next verse, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house. So what the devil does to families is he's going to try to attack the man of that house, righteous or unrighteous, or she. Devil is she. Going to try to attack the man. Sometimes the devil will use the people that the man covenant with, or that the man believes in to covenant with. So now you got very families attacking each other. Talking about when he 18, he got it out. Your son live with you, so you don't respect him. How do you not respect your son for living with you? Shouldn't you be allowing him to, if that's what he want to do? If he like being around you, shouldn't you be allowing him to live with you? But what do people do? Now they don't respect you. Then you move out. Now they want to respect you, but they done did you so wrong while you was there. You don't want nothing to do with them. That's how it be. Why not treat people right when they're around? When y'all under the same roof, when y'all at the same job. Instead of, and this happened at work, you'll lead a job. Now everybody talking about how good you was, but when you was there, everything you did, everything you said, everything you believed, they was against. But now they believe in you, man, get out of here, man. For real. That's how people do, I'm telling you. So, verse 30. He that is not with me is against me. Uh-oh. And he that gathers not with me, scattered abroad. We're going to get to this. See, the main people that's with me, you see them come in right away. Waddell, Charisma, Charles, Sean Breezy, it'll be certain ones. But then if you read the comments on some of my other videos, you see all these people who want, just like the Pharisees, those my Pharisees, y'all. When I get to confronting how these women is, when I get to confronting stuff in the world with black people, with this, with that, here they come. When you say something about their way, when you say that's because they in the matrix, here they come. Now they want to discredit me because I know the truth about them. That's how they was doing him in these scriptures. And that's why I asked the question, who lives in your house? Y'all heard the phrase people been using lately? living rent free in his head. That's a lot of, that's like one of the best. I use it too now. I use it jokingly mostly, but I use it. When they say people is living rent free in somebody's head. So it's saying, he said, if you ain't gathering with them, you scattering. We got to build ant farms. And I'm going to get to that in a second too. Like we need to build communities full of people who understand and agree with who we are and what we do. And that's what I'm about to get to. You're not going to agree on every little thing, but if you disagree on little stuff, but you agree on the majority, you'll still have that blessing on what it is you're doing. You don't have to agree 100%, even if you agree 97, 98, 90, you'll get somewhere. But the problem is that people got people around that don't even agree 10%, 20%. And all you spend when you're not covenanted with somebody, it's like even when you're not arguing with them, you arguing with them. You see their face when you say stuff, they don't agree with what you're saying. But we try to keep people around. We see where we mess up. One of the ways we mess up, and we try to make everything earthly. When some things have a spiritual connection to them, like when you're dealing with people, if you if let's say you go to a job, nobody agree with you, nobody believe in you, nobody like you, nobody. You gotta force it until you can get up out of there. Like if it's a good paying job, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna just stack this money for a little while, and then, because it's not always wise to just break away. You gotta rise above your adversaries. Like I tell people, your faith in yourself gotta be greater than all of their lack of faith in you. We learned that in basic math, algebra. Positive 10 minus negative 7. Who wins? That's how we have to think. Osama is another one, checking in. Osama is another one of our guys over here. Shout out to you, Osama. So it says, verse 31, wherever I say unto you all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto man, but the blasphemy against the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven unto man. Why did he say this to him? He said this because they were so hell-bent on judging him based on what they saw, that they were blaspheming the Spirit. Let me give you an example of this. I tell y'all all the time, 2 Samuel chapter 12, we see the Most High condoning and orchestrating polygyny, right? But then people say that it's evil. Anything God does or permits or condones that you say is evil, you blaspheming the Spirit. Your best bet is just to get off of that there. Because you blaspheming the Spirit. If the Most High say something is okay, you condemning that something. That's what they were doing. One of his sons was doing miracles, and they called him the Prince of Devils. They saying that he's casting out devils by Beelzebub. For those of you who don't know, that's why I don't use the word Lord. You noticed when I was reading earlier, because Lord and Baal are basically the same. When they say Beelzebub, and I'm blocking that, and I'm not allowing that spirit in this house, is this for teaching purposes. I'm rebuking that. You don't have access to this house because I mentioned your name. That's how you got to talk to them demons. He said that he was Beelzebub, which basically means the Lord of the Flies. Baal is Lord. So He said, okay, so if I'm casting them, how can Satan cast out Satan? Because Baal was with Satan, is with Satan. So he was basically saying, how can Satan cast out Satan? And I've asked people the same thing, because people done tried to condemn me through the year. I say, okay, well, if I ain't right, then you show me who is. And it'd be laughable sometimes. Like these women, right? They'll be believing in guys that's sneaky, doing all kind of stuff, but they don't believe in you. They'll get with a guy, they'll divorce their husband and get with a guy that's doing everything that they accused their husband of that he wasn't doing. That's how it works. And that's what he was trying to get them to understand. Verse 29 again, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house. Waddell said he can't. I researched myself and you're not lying. And that's what we got to do, man. We got to keep doing research. That's how you escape the matrix. That's one of the key ways of escaping the matrix. Find out for yourself. When my book come out, you're going to see that. Find out for yourself. Can't nobody tell me there's no God. I'm going to look at you like you stupid, because I'm going to go by what I see, what I know, what I've learned. You can't come and tell me, I have a degree at Harvard. There is no God. I'm still going to look at you like, man, F you and your degree. The chair finna fall down. Y'all was finna hear a big boom. I'm gonna be like, F you and your degree. How you gonna come, the nerve of you, to come in my face and tell me there is no God? All the dreams and visions, all the research, all the conversations, everything. And you wanna come to me and tell me there's no God? Now, if you at work, just look at him like, this stupid bastard. Like, okay, well, I don't want to talk about it at work. You got a right to believe whatever you want. I'm going to believe what I believe. See, people be trying to make work personal. It's not personal. It's business. If they wasn't paying me to be there, I wouldn't be there. Now, in some situations, you'll find a way to try to do this. But most jobs, if they wasn't paying you, you ain't gonna spend your day doing that. And that's how we have to look at it. It's business. It's not personal. See, people try to make it personal. If I work here and don't none of y'all want to talk to me, I'll still work here. As long as they pay me. People make it personal, not talking to people and holding grudges against people and trying to get people in trouble. Who you got in your house? Your house consists of your mind, your heart, your will, your emotions. Earthly, it's where you dwell, it's where you live. All of this is connected and combined. So if you living on an earthly standpoint, if you living with people who just don't respect you, they're always trying to be argumentative with you, always trying to find ways to put you down, then what you need to do is you need to move. And when you move, you got to move in your mind too. We're going to get to that. I wrote down some points I want to mention. The first point is stop marrying these broads. They mostly the same. You marrying a person that you think is going to be dwelling with you in the right way. Down the line, they get curious and they want to see what else is out there. But they want to take your money with them when they do it. So sometimes they'll stay with a dude and just keep that curiosity bottled up. Charles says, preach. They'll keep their curiosity bottled up just to keep some level of convenience or Or if they got kids and they know their kids gonna want their daddy around. But in their mind, they want to get down. And that's why they stop doing it with you, because they want to get down with somebody else. If you cast out Satan, how can Satan cast out Satan? Who you got in your house? Number 2, focus on you, your relationship and dealing with the Most High, your health and your money. With people, it's all about what you're giving them and what you're doing for them. Osama said, wisdom. The people with weak stomachs can't handle that. Exactly. And that's why the people with weak stomachs, they might well go over there with these weak content creators. And some of them got high numbers. Content ain't about nothing. Some of them got better studios than me. Their content ain't better than mine. And I don't even like to compare, but people can listen to who they want to listen to. But we're at the end of all your listening, where do you get? Is their content building you up, making you better in life, making you a wiser man? Because I know I got a lot of younger guys that listen to me, and just me talking to them, I know they getting wiser. They're getting wiser. Because they know how to do their own research. They know what to listen to. They know what not to listen to. So they get wiser. The people don't realize that your house, what he talking about, a house divided against itself shall not stand. When you a man, the woman's supposed to join your house. Now you got dudes moving in with women. Don't you know? That's going to just throw all the symbolism off. You moving in her house, you going to move in her house spiritually too. She going to take over you. You better off living in the car than living with some of these people. You will get further living in a car than you will with some of these people. I'm telling you. Like, let me give you an example. If you got a brother, you stay with him, all he do is put you down, arguing with you about everything. Man, why your shoes right here, man? Man, move out of his joint. You could never be scared of what people think of you. Especially if you make a move that's gonna get you over the top. You never should care what people who not helping you think, or with people who giving you minimum help. Charles said the truth will give a gut punch now and then. Yeah, it will. And that's what he was doing. He was giving them a gut punch. Verse 32, and whoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whoever shall speak against the Holy Ghost, he's speaking in terms of the Most High, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither in the world to come. You got to be careful. You can't let your arrogance, you think you're talking against this guy, that guy, but you're really talking against God. Oh, man, that nigga crazy, man. He talking that polygyny stuff, man. Man, that stuff ain't biblical, man. Polygyny is evil. But when you go, okay, we got the Bible in front of us now. Let's explore this, shall we? Watch this. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you an example where a lot of people don't be knowing they blaspheming the Holy Spirit. The devil be setting them right up. Because the devil want a man to give woman control, because that's how we got into this sin stuff to begin with. And you know, it annoys the hell out of the Most High. Or I can't say the hell out of it. It annoys the very being of the Most High. So look at this. Let's go to it. We're going to 2 Samuel chapter 12. I'm going to go to you. I'm going to show you in the scripture. And then they try to, yeah, but the scripture is just compilation. Let me tell you something. It don't matter if they found 20 pieces of the Bible. If those 20 pieces were valid with the Most High, we could just read those 20 pieces and be done with it. You don't got no permit to sin. If you gonna sin, sin. That's why, look, man, look. I understand this. That's why I'm free. I'm free. I know the Most High gonna judge my every deed. So I don't worry about, oh my goodness. I just keep it real before him. He sees, he knows, somebody reporting to him if it's something too bad. But these people think somehow they're going to get one over on them. 2 Samuel chapter 12. They think somehow they're going to get one over on them. Let's see how much of this I want to read. So it started out, the Most High sent Nathan to explain this to David, what David was doing. And what did David do? David did what most people do. Even though he was guilty of it, he wanted them punished. I would do this, I would do that. But he was guilty of it. The whole story was about him. Ain't that most people? Look at this. I'm going to just go down to the ending of it. If you read chapter 12, 2 Samuel, verse 1 through 4 yourself, and see how he explained it to him. Verse 5, it says, and David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. Y'all see that? And he said to Nathan, as the Most High liveth, the man that hath done this thing shall surely die. Look at verse 6, and he shall restore the lamb fourfold because he did this thing and because he has no pity. Look at the prophet. See, the prophet be like, it's you I'm talking about. People don't see, David wanted it to be somebody else. That's how most people is. When you a prophet and you say stuff, they want it to be somebody else. They don't want it to be them. It says, verse 7, and Nathan said to David, thou art the man. Thus saith the Most High God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. Verse 8, and gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives. Y'all know how many wives he had, right? 8. He didn't have one who visualizes doing everything to some dude that ain't doing nothing to them or for them, and not doing it to the dude that's doing all that. It wasn't none of that. They had multiple wives. You ain't do it, you got up out of there. Wasn't none of this United States stuff people be doing now. Going on sex strikes. All this old garbage. Wasn't none of that. And you hear the Bible, you know, now they want to condemn the Bible. That's why Nathan said, you are the man. You the one I'm talking about. So look at this. He said, and I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. So in other words, he's saying he would have gave him even more. So y'all need to shut that up. You think, oh, it's Geno Jenkins. So Geno Jenkins in the wrong. If Geno Jenkins is talking against, or Jennings, whatever his name is talking against polygyny, no wonder he wouldn't debate Pastor Dow. That was a smart move. He would have made a fool out of him. So you can get all emotional and walk away and wave your hand, but at the end, what's the truth in the matter? You can try to, like it's this one pastor's, big old pastor. When he run out of things to say, he just walk around being emotional. You can do it however you want to do it. But at the end, What's the truth that we gonna learn? What's the truth we gonna learn? Third thing I want to mention. Third thing. What gets you over the hump / top, do those things. Do those things. Sometimes you might be a businessman and have to go get a job. It happens. If your business ain't producing the money that's gonna get you over the top, you might have to go get a job. I know you don't want to, but you might have to get over the top. What's the important thing? Prospering. If your business, you're not prospering after a while, you're going to have to, if you want to keep doing it, you're going to have to get something else to come in there and help that business along. That's the way it is, man. You got to build an ant farm, like I said. Like you got to, the ants work together and they work hard. If you're a hard worker, you should have hard workers around you. What are you going to accomplish? You the only hard worker. What's going to happen is you're going to be giving a bunch of lazy people everything. You got to have hard, if you're a hard worker, you should have hard workers around you, surrounding you. And the next thing I have written down, deal with those who touch and agree. Who touch and agree. That means you can pray with them. They agree with you as to who you are and what you're trying to do. They agree with it. They gonna help you. Them the ones you need to be dealing with. I wouldn't care if I had a room full of people that were disabled, in wheelchairs, some of them blind, some of them deaf. If they were all in agreement with me, helping me and willing to help me, I'm working with them. I'm gonna be willing right in there, making they roll, willing the next one. If they gonna help me, that's who I'm gonna deal with. But people don't do that though. That's why I say, who do you have in your house, in the house of your mind, in your literal house, in the house of your heart? Now sometimes it'd be too late. Like sometimes you'd be like, okay, this person was down, but you got over on them. You didn't treat them right, so they go. That's how it be. You just got to live with it. You got to live with it. So let me read Proverbs 25 and 24. It says, it is better, this is the Amplified version. It is better to live in the corner of the housetop, parentheses, on the flat roof, exposed to weather, than in a house shared with a quarrelsome / contentious woman. Now, some of y'all ain't married. This could be your mama. Your mama contentious. You always end up arguing with her. You trying to avoid arguing with her. They say it's better for you to dwell on the rooftop. The rooftop symbolizes somewhere that ain't as stable. Like that's why they had exposed to weather. Like in your car, pitching a tent somewhere, a hotel room. It said it's better for you to live in those such conditions than to live under the same roof as somebody that ain't down with you like that. So if you say, well, I only got $13. Okay. Get enough. Be like, okay, so you got to start strategizing. Like even with the jagging thing, you shouldn't be just thinking about jagging all day. You should be thinking about what can I do to make my life better. Be like, okay, go on your phone, like hotel rooms, your area, type in your city. Like how much would it be for 3 weeks? Because you know you're going to get another paycheck between that 3 weeks. So if you paid 3 weeks, let's say you're in a contentious house, you live with your brother, your sister, with a girlfriend who cheating on you, don't be coming home, just disrespecting you. With this person, that person, you'd be like, okay, 3 weeks. Oh, it's $120 a night. That's kind of steep. Like, so, okay, so I need about 1,000 to put towards that room. Then I'm gonna need a couple hundred so I can be door dashing or cooking in that room. I guarantee you'll have more peace in that room than you would trying to live with somebody with this little United States stuff in their head. To get out, to get out, to get out. Why you need to go get you a place? That United States stuff. This against family and stuff like that. I would never put my sons out. Never. If they not doing something, I'm going to battle them in a positive way. Look, man, get you a job. Do it like this, do it like that, but I ain't gonna put them out. Charles says, yes, sir, been there. Thank God I have my own house now, because it was getting way out of hand. Man, shout out to you for seeing that. I'm telling you, these people here in this country, like when I look at how the people from India do things and from other countries, and I look at the United States, he 18, he grown now. An 18-year-old still need to be shown the way. They still need to be shown the way, shown how to balance a book, a checkbook. Some of us 40 need to learn that, 50. You're never supposed to stop learning. Your whole entire life is something to be learned. People walking around here narcissistic, arrogant. Charles said, thank God. Yeah. Yeah, man. And you know how it felt when you had to live with them other people, because I definitely do. Every time I came home, I'm hearing about some little petty argument. That's why I'm going to always keep a van. So no matter what happens, if I hit rock bottom, which I seriously don't, I can live right in that van. Right in there. My van long. The seats lay out in the bed. But I'll never, especially in you and a spiritual person, and you trying to read the Bible, you trying to get close to the Most High, and they not, and you live with them, I could see if that's a relative, you visit them sometime, because you don't hold against them what they choose. But when you live with like people like that, that's an accident and trouble waiting to happen. Charles said, I got a hotel room until my last week of college graduation. Look, man, I'm not the one that's going to bash hotel living. Because I'm going to tell you, that saved us. That saved us. I'm not ashamed to tell my story. When I was in Texas, I'm thinking I'm buying into Texas like everybody else. And Texas was decent. It wasn't a bad place. It's just you got to get past all the games. You got to get past all the games, like, because people ain't gonna just embrace you. Like they not like after a while they will, but they don't just embrace you out the rip. So you might have to quit this job, you get fired from this job, you get laid off from this job. And we was living in hotel rooms. We was living in a hotel room. Then I finally got that job. That paid me enough money where even after I had to pay for the room, I still had money left. But then I said, after a while, I just chose to come back to Milwaukee. Because I was getting up, but I just got, after so much getting knocked down, getting up, getting knocked down, getting up, I just wanted to move around. And they want to move back there. But I look at it like, If I move back there, the game's gonna start again. I'm used to making 30. You trying to pay me 11, 12? No. I'm used to making 40, making this amount, making that amount an hour. You don't know me, so you trying to bring me a low wage? Nah, not finna deal with that. I'll move to a city that even though they don't know me, they look at my credentials and be like, okay, this is our guy. And I pick up where I left off. Not playing those games, man. I shouldn't have never had to go through that. I applied for this Dallas County, and I'm gonna expose them. I am. I applied for them, 90-something application, had 6 interviews, and didn't get a job. That's personal. And whatever they was doing was just garbage. Osama said, I felt that. I'm from Michigan. I lived out of my car for a year and a half in Walmart parking lots and Planet Fitness. Look, man, we've been through it, man. We've been through it, man. A hotel room, a car. Look, man, that don't mean you're a bad person, man. It happens, man. Some people, that's what they need to do. You living under somebody's roof, and they disrespecting you because you live with them, man. You better off living in your car. If you by yourself, I don't see no reason why you wouldn't. See, when I had to deal with that, I had kids and stuff, so I had to consider them. Some of y'all by yourself, man, I'll be right in that car. I'll be keeping myself in shape. I'll be right in Planet Fitness on that treadmill like I'm on the same level as them. I wouldn't ask nobody for no favors or handout. I'll just be stacking. If you got to work all night, you live in your car. So you can work all night. That's all the more. Look at it, man. Look at it like this. If you work 2 or 3 jobs and let's say you ain't have a place, you're going to be so tired, man, you're going to rest, but you're going to just see that money hitting your bank account. Blah, 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 blah. Now you got a house. Now you got a nice apartment in a gated community. See, sometimes you got to take them steps back to take that step forward, but you got to take them steps forward with people who with you. You don't bring people with you that's not with you. Charles said you're a strong brother, Truth, man. You definitely keep it pushing till things work out right, man. Exactly, man. You keep it pushing. You don't. And I'm not making fun of people, because some people, I'm not making fun of anybody you know that did it. I'm just saying that's not the way. You know what the way is? Smiling. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. You got to eat from that dollar menu. You lick the cheese off. Man, I'm telling you, I've been through it, man. We used to eat the $1.99 Burger King nugget. And then sometime we'll go to Jack in the Box. And it'll be cheese left on there, man. I was getting that cheese. I was getting that cheese off of there. And you want to know something that it don't feel like it. But when you go through that, the Most High be closest to you. Because he be wanting to see how you going to respond to it. Man, I don't believe in God no more. Man, he going to just be like this. Just going further and further out. But when you read that Bible and you read Genesis and you read about what happened in the garden and you read about how the devil turned Adam and Eve against each other and you start understanding that. You start understanding that, you be like, man, it's rough right now, but I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm not going to give my enemies or people who don't believe in me no satisfaction, because these people love when you down. And you got to push your way up. Get up and keep fighting until you win that fight. All these dudes, you broke, all this stuff on me, man. That's how I know you not wise, man. And you don't care about your viewers. Because for them to always talk down on people that's broke, that's how I know, man. You not him. I don't care if you got 1 million subs. You talking down on people, they listening to you trying to get up. I just made a video about that. And they, man, you broke, man, you Uber, you know that. Man, F Mr. Let Go and all the rest of them to be doing this stuff. Angry Man be doing this sometime, but he not as, look, I'm the truth, man. I'm going to tell the truth. Angry Man just made a video talking about how he was struggling. He not as bad with it as somebody like Mr. Let Go. That dude think he just the stuff, man. Anton. And some of the rest of these cats. You have to know how to mention this stuff because people be right. They don't got nothing else to do but to turn on their phone and watch your videos, and some of them ain't got no place to stay. And these dudes putting them down. People facing eviction. I done been evicted before. I done faced evictions. That don't mean you're a bad person. It just means either you wasn't making enough and your bills caught up with you, or if you were making enough, you wasn't doing right and paying your bills the right way. That don't mean you're a bad person, man, or woman. Things happen, man. You just got to bounce back. When you mess up, you got to bounce back. Okay, I messed up. And that's why you got to have the right people around you, because they'll be stabbing you in the back. Man, how you get in that situation? And then guess this is what happened. This is what happened. They'll be talking about you. And then you know what happens? You done bounce back. They falling back. And now they asking you for help. Remember how you was acting back there? Now you want me to help you. Did you help me? You know what you did? Man, they down there bad, man. That's what they did. Charles said, fire. He said, oh man, you about to bring tears to my eyes. And that's another thing. You not a man because you get emotional. These people crazy, man. They crazy. You a weak dude. You not a man if you don't. If you can't get emotional, like when I be reading about how people be doing their kids, how when I read about Mary Collins, Shanquella Robinson, these stories, these dudes be same dude. Bow! I hit him one time. Man, you ain't tough because you can't get emotional. That's why when I see dudes cry like working in jails and stuff, I don't look at them like, man, look at that punk. Contentious, the definition of contentious, causing or likely to cause an argument, given to argument or provoking argument. See, a lot of people is passive aggressive. And some of them be so arrogant and conceited that they don't know when they doing this. Like they'll be literally provoking arguments and they won't know it because they think they're just the greatest thing. And that's why I told you, that's what we talking about. Who you got in your house, man? Who you got in your house, woman? You got people that work, are team players. So, I'm telling you, man, I know what it's like to go to work every day and watch people that you work with having more than you got. nicer stuff than you got. And you just keep it to yourself. And they looking at your car. Your car is loud, dense, rust. They got the new car. Walking around the tires in the parking lot. I know what it's like, man. You just got to keep pushing. You got to make sure, because witchcraft is always in effect. That's why if you see somebody that's not down with you like that, you can't, it's not that you hold a grudge, but you shouldn't be like Annie V says, hello, Matrix, how you doing? Good to see you. I ain't heard from you in a while. But you got to have people around you that you touch and agree with, like that they like gonna help you. And y'all gonna work as a team. That's how it has to be, because when you start dealing with people who only want to pull from you, but there's nothing to pull, that's when they're gonna develop that disrespect. So if it's a person that only a receiver, they don't want to give, they're not a giver, then when you ain't got nothing to give, your friendship, your relationship with those people gonna taper out. So, like I said, who you got in your house? Annie V says, I'm doing good. That's good. That's good. Because when you down, the people around you should either be trying to help you get up or something like that. She says, thank you. Instead of, man, I told y'all he wasn't no good. He be talking that Bible stuff. It's all a kick. Everything they say is a kick. He talking all that Bible stuff. They kicking you while you down. He talking all that Bible stuff. Why ain't God doing it for him? Because they don't understand the Most High. Sometimes you go through training. You go through training sessions. You go through boot camps. You go through this. You go through that with the Most High. Don't believe. And then people, that's why I don't like listening to guys that they in the beginning stages of being with the Most High. And so everything just comes. But then he started requiring more out of you. He started requiring loyalty when you ain't getting nothing. What happens then? When he allows you to lose? How you feel about him then? With everybody doing better than you. That's who you really are. Because when you loyal to a person or a person is loyal to you, it's like the circumstances of life ain't gonna change what they want to do to help you and what they do for you. A person that respects you, that truly respects you, always will. You will have to do something crazy to lose that respect from that person. They always gonna respect you if they respect you, unless you do something crazy. And even then, sometimes they still respect you. They'll be trying to take up for you and won't know why they taking up for you. Like TD Jakes, people still trying to take up for him. Tony Gaskins gonna say some outlandish stuff, and people still be trying to take up for him. It's almost like Tony Gaskins lives in a different planet than the planet that we live in. Some of the stuff he says about women and stuff like that. Like, we used to play around with each other as kids. We used to be like, what planet are you from? When somebody say something goofy, Charles says, Tony Gaskins. If you listen to him, you'll think that it's a bunch of wives out here. And you'll do the exact thing that I'm telling you, that I'm talking against in this video. You're going to bring an enemy in the camp. Remember what happened with Joshua? I wonder, should I go to that? Where he was wondering, like, usually the Most High bless me. What's going on here? He pacing, he ripped his clothes off, he doing all kind of stuff. Then he said, it's got to be an enemy in the camp. And so he went through everybody's tents. We call it shakedown in correction. And he found idols buried under the ground in one of their tents. Remember Solomon? What happened with Solomon? Solomon, it says his wives turned his heart away from the Most High. We don't know exactly what that was. It could have been all that arguing he was doing. He wasn't praying. He wasn't thinking about God. He was thinking about impressing these women with their own little gods, which is kind of what some of y'all do. They turned his heart away. None of you dudes at the sound of my voice should be looking for a girlfriend or a wife more than you looking for the Most High and His truth. None of you, not a single one of you. Because I'm telling you, man, if you do find her, you're going to find an imperfect being that might be so imperfect that you got to turn her loose. Some of these women, man, it's like no matter how hard you try to rationalize it, when you think about what they doing and saying, you be like, you be hitting like that. I can't. I got to turn her loose. Because if you in your 20, 30, 40, 50s, even 60s, even 70s, you should be getting some. Why be married if you're not? Can somebody give me a reason why a man will remain married to a woman that wants to have sex with other people? Because she got desire. So that means that if she's not doing it with you, she wants to do it with other people. I need one of y'all to tell me some reasons why you would stay with somebody that's doing that. In today's world, all these women, but you are with the one who don't want to do it. Charles said, I live alone for the first time in my life and I love it. I bet you do. I bet you do. It'd be quiet, man. You don't got to share the TV. But I wanted to watch Atlanta Housewives. Why are you watching that? What do you mean why I watch it? I don't ask you why you watch Fortune. Dude. Proverbs 25:24. It's better to live in the corner of a housetop on a flat roof exposed to weather than in a house shared with a quarrelsome, contentious woman. I'm going to fix you. I'm not having sex with you for 3 months. I'll just jag. I dare you to jag. I'll leave you if you jag. Matter of fact, the Bible speaks against jagging. Where? Somewhere in the back. Remember how Homer said somewhere in the back? Oh, man. Annie V said peace of mind. There's no reason to live with nobody that ain't giving you. Even if you say, if your kids want to be criminals, that's different. See, my sons, they not criminal. If you say I'm gonna let him live with me, but he want to be criminal, you come home, your whole house smell like weed, you don't even smoke weed. Be like, dude, man, what's going on in here, man? I don't do this, man. What y'all doing? Man, stop talking to me, bro. What do you mean stop? Okay, get out. That's why you need to stay in shape. You need to stay in shape. Y'all think age matter? If Tyson lose to Jake Paul, I know it's fixed. You got to stay in shape because you might have to knock one. Man, please. I wish one of my sons would have the thugs in the house. I'm beating everybody up. They gonna have to jump me. You trying to turn my house into something I don't do? I'm going to go back to the 90s slang. I'm going to be like, man, what's happening? I'm going to put them up. Ding, ding, ding. I'm going to knock somebody. I'm going to knock somebody out of their shoes, man. I ain't going to lie to you. Even if they jump me, they kicking me, I'm going to be growling like a lion trying to get up. Roar! They going to get scared. Man, if I was getting jumped and I was getting whooped, I'm going to start making animal sounds. I'm going to come back up. Roar! Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you're supposed to be a Christian. That's why y'all listen to these Peter Pan pastors. Go over there with them. Masculinity lives here. Go over to your power bottom pastors. You in the wrong place. I still will fight. And I still will pull out my gun and shoot in certain situations. Listen, man. It'd be times where I just avoid people, but sometimes people catch you at the wrong time. Let's say I'm trying to avoid people and I'm minding my own business. The dude get to pushing, poking, and prodding the bear. That's what some of these women do. That's what some of these guys who act like women do. Like, dude, man, could you get away from me, man? What you gonna do? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? You wanted to jump off? Some situations I can avoid. Some situations people just be poking too much. And if I try to leave and some dude, I see him reaching for, buck, 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 buck. Goodbye. Too bad. You wasn't ready for God. It'd be situations where, hey, I ain't never scared. But I want peace. But sometimes people take you there. I'm not one of them people you want to take there. Oh, he's supposed to be. See, he ain't so. Man, you ain't never seen none of these prophets or none of these people in the Bible face to face. You don't know how they was. From what I hear and read, them dudes was thugging at first. Like Peter. Come on, man. That's what people don't understand, man. They try to turn you into Peter Pan. When you start saying, the Most High called me to preach and this, that, these women and these guys think they finna turn you into Peter Pan or some type of Disney fairy. I don't care about members. When I get to preaching, I'm gonna preach until I say, you know what? I'm done with this. It ain't gonna be about numbers. I'm not gonna change who I am for numbers. That's why these churches ain't getting no effect. And it goes into what we saying. Who you got in your house? I say that to you preachers. Who you got in your house, man? Why ain't you changing the world and you got all those people coming to your church? I see these churches in Milwaukee, right there on Silver Spring. What do they even do out here? You getting all the resources. We got some mega churches here too. All they want to do is sit up there and talk. Wave their hand, walk away. That stuff is old, man. People been doing this for 20-something years. I ain't gonna even say nothing. You know how preachers be. But then you look up, you got all them people in their church facing eviction, in between jobs. And he just collecting. He pulling up. Bentley, Maybach. And they zero below on the bus stop. You supposed to know what's going on with your people. I give my email. Any one of y'all could go back on my videos. I give my email, truthblaster888@gmail.com. And you talk to me, when I see it, I'm gonna respond. But some of these guys bring the tithe to the storehouse. The tithe wasn't even money. Bring the tithe to the storehouse, that there may be cars in my meat in my house. Yeah, you said it all right. Meat in your house. Your wife fried chicken, red beans and rice, cornbread. Y'all eating good over there. But other people got to get food stamps to eat good. You got $1 million in your church account. And some of your members is on food stamps. No car. Taking a bus with these crazy dudes that get out the car in Milwaukee. They dance. Then you know they're going to mess with you next. Like when you see them dudes dancing and stuff, and you right there, you know they finna mess with you. And you got your members right out there with them. Like, hey, how you doing? I bet you got a nice tax refund too. Man, give me your purse. That kind of stuff. If she wasn't out there, your $2 million in your bank, she got her driver's license. Why can't she come to you? Hey, Pastor, I can't handle that cold. It felt like I was finna get frostbite. Is there any way you can help me get a car? And you got 2 million, 4 million just sitting in the bank. Black pastors. You know they giving that to everybody else. And you won't help her. Did you pay your tithe this month? Well, I couldn't pay my tithe because I ain't have it. I wanted to take Lyft so I wouldn't be out in the cold. Then I can't help you then. Fake men of God, phonies like Annie V say right there. False prophets. And she said that is true, Matrix. See, y'all don't give the people a chance just gonna do right. Y'all give the people a chance this in those groups we just gonna call them. And then what happens? Hurricanes come, they don't open the doors. You hearing all these scandals about them. Z3 Roe Wolf HD says, then my people said when they saw LeBron James' hairline, what is this? Getting married to Nicki Minaj silicone and Rick Ross stretch marks is the best man. You have to explain that one to me. Annie V say all they want is the money. And that's a lot of them, man. They not going to come out and admit that. I'm telling you, I'm going to expose him now. When I was in Texas, I told y'all about this. I was at a community service. We took the guys out for community service. And it was TD Jakes. It was his Fort Worth church, right? Like one of his other churches. I'm looking at that food. I'm sitting there hungry as I don't know what. And I'm like, I wouldn't eat none of this. Rotten fruit, rotten vegetables, that stuff looked terrible. And I'm like, I got into it with somebody and I said, how is this TD Jakes? I couldn't hold it in. And he got this garbage. He's supposed to know what's going on, even if he wasn't there. Like, how are your people comfortable giving people that? I wouldn't eat none of that stuff. Like, normally we get to take stuff. I didn't take none of that. I'm looking at that like, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But people support him. That's how you know somebody casting some spells. Because how did none of these people have discernment to know if a person like me is genuine and a person like that is not? He says, Z3 says, bro, let's go out this weekend. There's a crazy event happening. Are you trolling? You trolling. Look, man, I don't chase women. I'm not into that no more. Am I saying that I wouldn't say nothing to none? That's not what I'm saying. But you trying to make it like I don't know, like I'm not real about what I'm saying. So I want to ask you something. Who do you listen to, if anybody, preach the Bible? I want to know. I want to see who that person is. Because just because I'm free don't mean I'm loose and unrighteous. No matter what, the trolls got to come. He said, yeah, that ain't my kind of fun. You know what's fun for me, waking up early, hitting the gym. There you go. Now you talking better. Spending time with my creator. There you go. Because for a minute, I'm trying to figure out what you were saying. Now, I'm not saying that if we got cool like that, we could never go out and do this or that. I'm just saying, like, look, man, what are you really getting with these? See, I can boast that I've never had chlamydia. What is that other one? Trichomonas, syphilis, herpes, none of that. But the more you deal with these modern women, the more greater your chance is going to be. I'm going to put a woman to the test. If you get mad if I say, well, we're going to go to, what do you call it, Quest International, and I'm going to show you how clean I am. I want to see how clean you is. And they get mad, I know they got something crawling up their butt, and it's not worth it. Z3 Roll Wolf says, better version of myself every damn day. So if your kind of fun is getting S-face on the weekend, that's cool. But we don't do that over here. We're focused on God, goals, and growth, okay? Okay, so if you don't drink, you don't drink. But then, okay, now we got to talk about drinking. I drink. Now, anybody gonna come get me and take me to hell? There's people who don't drink that are racist, fruity, everything under the book, but they don't drink though. Some of those zesty guys at your church, they ain't gonna drink. But boy, if you knew what else they do. The kingdom is not meat and drink, but it's righteousness, joy, and peace in the Holy Spirit, in the spirit of the God. To LOL was just friendly trolling. I'm gym focused, so I don't drink much but love. Thanks for giving me a chuckle. Hey man, it's cool. It's cool, but remember, if you troll me, you gotta troll them preachers you listen to too. Because you can't just put them over me because maybe you done heard something I do that they don't. Because the Most High ain't looking at us like that. He looking at your heart. He testing your mind. So as long as you troll them too, I'm cool. I could take it. I could take it. So again, contentious means causing or likely to cause an argument, given to argument or provoking argument. Yeah, I hear you. I'm escaping the matrix and trolling Wall Street. I ain't gonna lie, if y'all watch what I say about Wall Street, sometimes I do too. I just don't trust it like that. Like even Bitcoin is going up, but y'all notice how it's like this. So, I don't believe in that like that. But we're gonna go for a little while longer, and then we're gonna close this out. GameStop got them drowning in their own feces. Yeah, because it's going up and down, up and down. And GameStop, I did hate that I sold off some of my shares before that happened. But that's how it is when you're dealing with the stock market. I believe more in just saving cash. As long as there's a such thing as cash, if you save it, you're going to have more of it. That's just the way it works. If you save $1,000, you're going to have $1,000. If you invest $1,000, you might have $1,000. That's just the way it works. You might look on there one day and it say 975 or 991, but saving it is there. Z3 Rose said it's not over yet. No, it's not. So, but the question I'm asking though, like I said, is who you got in your house? You got the wrong people in your house, you're not gonna get nowhere. You gotta have people in your house, and you gotta deal closely with the people who believe in you and believe in what you're doing. Not people who every time you say something, they rolling their eyes, throwing shade because they don't believe in you. They don't respect you like that. You get away from all of them, A to Z. I don't care what your connection to them is. If you got people like that, you got to get away from them. Z3 Rose said, real. He said, that's my nana. Well, you got to put some space between you and your nana. Can't get away, ain't have a way to move out. I wish. If you can't move out, then you gotta build a way to move out. If you old enough to work, like if you grown, you old enough to work, then you gotta work. You gotta save your money up and go from there. But you don't try to live with somebody for no 10, 20 years to act like this, because they're gonna be peeling away at your soul. It's like they're gonna be making you less of a person and you don't even know it. Because you putting your faith and your confidence in people that don't believe in you like that. So that's why I asked that question. Who lives in your house? And again, the house symbolically is your mind, your heart, your inner ear, your literally is where you dwell. Symbolically and spiritually, it's within you. And I mentioned how people, how people say this person living rent free in somebody's head. I like that phrase because that phrase is very often true with some. That Unc speaking to my real situation. That's crazy. That's why you here. That's why you here. Sometimes things happen when it's time for you to hear something you need to hear. Zero said, it's not my house, just live with my grandma and I don't even have my own space, only the gym and my car. Oh, you got your own space. Your car. So if it gets too bad, let me ask you something. Do you work? You got a job, Zero, Z3? Don't be ashamed, man. We not in the shaming business in here. Do you work? Because you got space, the gym and your car. He said it's not too bad, can't blame her. No one believe in the GameStop stuff and everyone acting like it's not gonna happen and the whole world totally found. I'm not ashamed, but I don't work. What city you live in? You shouldn't be ashamed. 1 year anniversary yesterday, losing a job I had for 3 months and was excited to go to work every day I was there. So you lost your job. You can't worry about that, man. Just get another one. A lot of people lose jobs. One time I got laid off for nothing. All I was doing was keeping to myself. Numbers was up. My production was up. They was raving on my production. And then they came and laid me off, and I was the only one. So I got a software degree, but no experience, so I can't get in the industry. You know what you got to do? Go to a temp. You got a software degree, go to a temp agency. They be begging for people like you. Like they be hoping somebody like you come through the doors because they got to fill those jobs. So you go to a temp agency, then you look through there, go on Google and type software jobs, temp agencies. So I just be chilling, waiting for the system to collapse under its own weight of the bubble. But I should have got my money up like I said I would 365 days ago. It's all right to be alert what's going on, but don't wait for nothing to happen, man. Go and make things happen that you want to happen for yourself. That most entry-level software jobs require experience. Let me see. Man, my other phone is dead. I would go right on there and show you. But what city you live in? Because you can go to a temp agency dealing with that same experience that you have that need to fill those jobs. You think they're going to say, oh, you live in Richmond, Virginia? You said you're right, Richmond. Okay, so this is what you do. Go on Indeed, type in Richmond, and then go whatever you took up in school, put that in the job. You know how I say keyword, put that in there and see what comes up and start working from there. And if don't nothing come up, then what you do is you go and you put in temp agencies, put in temporary software jobs. And then when you get on their site, you put in Richmond, Virginia. Because the main ones is going to be everywhere. He said, yeah, I keep making hella excuses and playing Xbox. I got sales experience. I know about Indeed and all that just difficult to have motivation, but I should be grateful. I got a house and food and a bed. Yeah, you should. He said, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, check that out, man. And even if you got to switch careers for a while, like I tell people with corrections, I bet you can get a corrections job in Richmond. You might not want it, but them corrections jobs sometimes will pay what you going to make. And you might get in there like, I'm kind of good at this. Career died before it started. See, that's why I wait, man. Where is my charger, man? I will look it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go in a different field like for a little while. Demoralizing when you already don't believe in the system. Hey, I'm no Matrix, so you already know I don't believe in the system. But we got to deal with the system, though. And the system is dollars. So I need them dollars I can think how I think and think how I want to think. I think what I think, but I'm not going to stop my production, my personal production because of how I think. And that's, you can't be that way either, man. Don't stop your personal life production because of how you think. I don't believe in the system either. I don't believe in this marriage stuff. I don't like this direct deposit stuff. I don't like, me and my son be arguing all the time about using debit cards and stuff. Money is just a representation of energy. We just need more money that has positive and high energy. He said, you're right. You're right, yeah, it is. That's why money flows in and it flows out. It flows like water. Everything with ship on it. They call it the maritime language. Relationship, friendship, partnership, entrepreneurship. Then some things have like at the end of them. Money, honey, like certain things in our language. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I don't want to get too much into that. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. And I might even talk about it tonight. These words and how they be casting spells on us with these words. Don Morrow says, salute my black brother, Brazil. Man, shout out to you, man, all the way from Brazil, Don Morrow. Yeah, I got them women over there, though. But some of them will set you right up. That's why, like I say, who you got in your house? Z3 Row says, wish the info we had 2,000 years ago wasn't a race. That's true. Because even though I preach the Bible and I talk about some of the books that's not in the Bible, there's still things that were said from the Most High that we don't know about. Don Morrow says, Hebrew Israelites, shalom. Black Israelites, fire. Yeah. The real ones. The real ones, shout out to the real ones, man. Not the ones that come on here and try to, not you, Don, but I done had trolls this same claiming to be Hebrew Israelite, trolling them just as much as some of the rest of them. But we all, if you are foundational black, like, and even if you live, say, in Brazil, but your ancestors were from here and there, you still Israelite. But we ain't gonna talk about that today. Maybe another video. Z3 Row said been edited so much. Yeah, that's true. But Z3 Row, get that money. What is it? You say you like playing video game, man. Imagine if you start working, even if it's a different field from your field, and you just got your man cave with all your game systems in there, and you just play video game, or to use some DoorDash or something, and you just play video game all your days off, man. Your own space, your own spot. Excuse me. Don Morrow said, dollar, heart, United States flag. And shout out to you, Don. But, so I enjoy the gym. It's the only thing keeping me alive, and that and GameStop. Not even a man cave, just a result of me being stuck in my nanas with no room or space of my own. But that's a dream, man. I'm telling you. You might have to just go into a different field for a little while, man. Like go and look at security, look at correctional jobs. Like in Richmond, Virginia, I saw some jobs out there. They paying, these correctional jobs will pay you. If you making, like Virginia, East Coast might be a little higher than where I'm at in Milwaukee. But if you in Virginia and you get a job making $20, $25 an hour, you gonna have your own space. See, it's just a matter of, if you want to go in that software, you might have to wait on that. You might have to keep applying. Look into correctional. Look into that. Go through that little training. Do what you got to do. Make that money. And then whatever after that. He said, I feel like I got responsibility to stay here and make a better place if I didn't have that ID have left already. I'm smart enough, just need to find something I can apply that, not physical labor if it makes sense. It's not that I'm above that, but by any means, but I just want to find a job to move out. He said $25 an hour might not cut it nowadays. Man, see, my phone, let me see. Let's see if my laptop be. This laptop don't be working right either. I can show you. My last job was help desk, $25 an hour, and love it. Okay, so just look for something to pay $25 an hour. I'm gonna put it in the community tab. When I get off of here, I'm going to look this up. And I'm going to put it in the community tab if I find some. Still just tons of excuses. You're right. I always get reminded by the universe and I keep ignoring. The universe is looking at you like, Z3, what's up? Give me something that I can give you back. Show me something. You got to do some affirmations. You got to take the first step. You got to make the move to try to find these things. Even if, okay, you want to do help desk, but what if you don't find no job in computers? What if you go on there? Just trust me when I tell you. Look into corrections in your area or cities that's close to you. I'm going to look it up for you. When I get off of here, I'm going right on Indeed and I'm going to see. I'm going right on there and I'm going to see what I can see. Osama, how you feel about brothers dating non-black women? How I felt about it 20 years ago was different than how I feel about it now. I look at what's their motive. If you think that dating non-black women is somehow the answer or better, then you don't understand women. XX is XX. They gonna all do. People divorce Asian women. They divorce Filipino women. They divorce Latino women. They divorce other women too. They all do what they do. That's why they get the same period. Because they XX. They got the same pH working through them. Because they all XX. So, how do I feel? I look at the motive. If you Uncle Ruckus, Sambo, that's different than a person that will date black women, but they date all women and they end up hitting it off with a non-black woman. That, to me, that's different than a guy that think the answer is not black women. See, these dudes grifting on YouTube, man. They not telling y'all the truth about what's happening with these guys in Colombia and all this passport stuff. First of all, I'm not going halfway across the world for no woman, period. If I want women from over there, I'm gonna send for them to come over here or some stuff. Now my phone is going down. So we're gonna have to wrap this up in a minute. He said, you don't have to, man, but I appreciate the advice. Now I'm gonna do it anyway. I also have certain ethical limits, so I won't work for certain companies of industry. Like, what do you mean by that? Like what's your ethical limits? What's your ethnicity? But like I'm saying, you don't date black women, you don't date black women, because modern women is modern women. Like, I mean, me personally, I'm gonna deal with, going forward, I'm gonna deal with all of them, but I ain't gonna lie, no, this is just me. I ain't gonna say some, if I were to marry certain races that's not black, they would have to nearly be perfect. And I still wouldn't trust them. I still wouldn't trust them. I just wouldn't. But Osama said it's weak to travel for women. There's beautiful women everywhere. Man, you right. Because I be seeing women right here in the U.S. that put them women to shame. The only thing about some of the women in the U.S. is they minds is, they be like too urbanized, like sometimes. Wanna make their body a coloring book or some stuff. He said, but outside the U.S. is a better quality of life. Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. But quality of life is earning a living too. So if I go somewhere and I'm seeing beautiful seas, beautiful women, people, the food is more genuine. But yet, when I try to get a job, I try to work, they being racist towards me. Nah, that ain't quality of life. Quality of life, in part, is dealing with no racism or the lack of racism and stuff. The racism has a part in quality of life too. So if everything is good, but they trying to limit a dude from the U.S., like you ever heard the phrase, some people be cool until you move to their city? Like, it's parts of Mississippi that's like that. You'll think it's heaven on earth, then you move there and now they treat you like the rest. Because some people act better with outsiders. That's just the way people be doing it, man. Some people just act better with outsiders. But y'all understand what I'm saying. Who do you have in your house? These women got y'all thinking that y'all only supposed to take care of them, but they ain't supposed to do nothing that takes care of you. Those the ones you want to exclude. No matter how they look, you want to exclude them. So, contentious people, period. Like even if you a guy, your roommate contentious, y'all ain't getting along. Like when I was in college, man, I didn't get along with hardly any of my roommates. The one I did get along with, we fell out too because he let them steal my TV. He let some guys, he was supposed to take it. I said, hey man, I don't want to leave this in the room. You think you could take it home with you for the weekend? He said, yeah, I'm gonna take it home. But then he didn't. He left it in the room. I took my lock off my storage little thing. We had these things that's like overhead, and you put a lock on it. And so I took my lock thing and he was gonna take my TV home. He took the TV, put it back in the room, and they stole it. I don't know if it was intentional, but I got my revenge. I got my revenge. The dudes that stole my TV back then, I wasn't Prophet Howard. Dudes that stole my TV, man, I got all kind of stuff from them. It wasn't funny then. It was funny while they was taking it. Because back then, that's when people was first starting to get those little mini color TV. I had a little color TV. My father paid all kinds. It seemed like every time my father paid some money for something, for me, somebody would try to steal it. Even going back to middle school, when he bought me these suede Pumas that cost a lot back then. Second day of school, somebody stole it. They were stealing bikes. Z3 says, men been told to deal with S on their own, but most modern men have problems that they themselves can't fix. It be like that sometimes. That's why I don't believe in guys just never showing emotion, never talking to somebody, or never having nobody to talk to. It's like you not being a man, you being a freaking robot. That ain't what men do. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. On the way out, does anybody have any more questions or comments? Because I can't see how many of y'all are in here. I'm getting comments from more than one person, but the number is low. He said, much love, brother. I know you say I don't have to, but I want to. I'm curious. I'm going to put it in the comments section. or in the communities tab right after this. So I do thank everybody that came through here. Watch this on the playback. If you do, hit the like button either way. Feel free to Cash App or Super Chat or Super Thanks. If you can't, we don't worry about it because we here for more than just that. Osama said, if you was 30 again, what would you do different? If I was 30 again, I wouldn't be quitting all those jobs. Like, let me see, where was I working when I was 30? 30, that means it's 2000. Yeah, and I wouldn't be trying to preach to people all dang on day. Because I would know that the Most High don't want you to do that anyway. So I would have been focused on just saving money, working, and ignoring people that get on my nerve at work. Because I think I was working at a cleaning company. I was cleaning carpet. Wasn't bad paying either. And I ended up getting into it with somebody about the Bible, and they told on me. And it wasn't the same after that, so I ended up quitting. I would have not even been talking about that stuff because we had it made there. That's when they was first coming out with internet cafes. We had an internet cafe. We could eat like we ate dinner for free. Like, cause I was working at Northwestern Mutual, and like they give you a free, if you a Northwestern Mutual employee, you could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner for free. You'll go home, you won't even be thinking about food. And the food wasn't bad either. But when we got there, we would eat dinner every day. And he said, thank you, Matrix, thumbs up. Thanks for coming, appreciate you. We would eat every day. And then after we done with our work, we could go get on the internet. We used to be on there playing Yahoo Pool back then. Me and one of my coworkers. We was playing Yahoo Pool every night. And then it'd be time for us to go home, man. That job. But I just had to just keep trying to preach to people. And it just threw everything off. I would know from what I know now, I wouldn't even be preaching to people. I would have just been in there eating that dinner, doing my work, coming home. Because when you got young kids, like a lot of that quitting jobs and stuff, that was hurting my kids, man. Like, yeah, I was bouncing back and stuff like that, but it was hurting them. Because we had a house at the time, and stuff just went downhill. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was 30 again. I would rather be in my 20s than my 30s if I could pick. Like, I would either want to go back to when I was a kid because of how fun it was and how people was just different and thought different. And like how the teachers really cared about the kids. You could call your teacher a bitch, and she still would sit you down and try to talk some sense into you. They was tough. Or I would want to go back to like high school, and I would have took my football way more serious. I would have been working out more. I would have tried to get out of the school I was at, no disrespect to them. And I would have tried to go to suburban.